Listen up. If you're serious about paying off your debt, you need to know about these three methods: the debt avalanche, the debt snowball, and the debt delegator. And even though I'm an advocate for taking on more debt to build wealth, I'm not ignorant to the fact that there is such a thing as bad debt. So if you've got some that you'd like to wipe out, let's do it. And let's see if we can do it as fast as possible, as easy as possible, and let's see if we can actually make some money along the way. So the avalanche and the snowball are the two most popular strategies for getting the job done. The delegator strategy, though, not so popular, and only because very few people know about it. I mean, if they knew they could pay off their debt and make money at the same time, I'm sure it would be much more popular. Regardless, I'm gonna give you all of the information that you need so you can choose which one of these three is best for you. You ready? Let's go. All right, let's start with number one, the debt avalanche. It's a debt payoff strategy where you focus on paying off your debts with the highest interest rates first. The logic is that your debt with the high interest rates are the ones that are costing you the most money in the long run. By paying them off first, you'll save money on interest and be able to put more money towards paying off your other debts. So let's say you have three debts to your name: a credit card with a 20% interest rate, a personal loan with a 10% interest rate, and a car loan with a 5% interest rate. If you use the debt avalanche method, you would prioritize paying off the credit card first, then move on to the personal loan, and then finally the car loan. But what about your other debts? I mean, won't they keep accruing interest while you're focused on paying off the high interest ones first? Yes. The debt avalanche method assumes, though, that you're making minimum payments on all your other debts while allocating more of your money to paying off the highest interest one. So you're still making progress across the board by saving the most when it comes to interest payments. The debt avalanche, though, it does take some discipline because depending on the amount of debt that you have, it could take a while before you actually recognize any real progress. But be patient, as all the fun happens at the end, meaning the avalanche. You know, just as the literal large mass of snow starts rolling down a mountain, gaining momentum, so does the momentum of paying off your debt. It gets easier and faster as you go. Now, number two, the debt snowball. You know, the debt snowball is where you focus on paying off your debts with the smallest balance first. And the logic here is it gives you a sense of accomplishment and the motivation that most need to keep going. So if you have a credit card with a $500 balance, a personal loan with a $1,000 balance, and a car loan with a $5,000 balance, the credit card gets paid off first, then the personal loan, and then finally the car payment. Like the avalanche method, it's assumed that you're making minimum payments on all your other debts too. Your savings and interest payments, it may be less, but the motivation to stay the course may be even more valuable for you in the long run. The debt avalanche, you save more money, but it takes longer to see progress. The debt snowball may cost you more, but you see progress quicker. So which one is better? Well, like most financial questions, it depends. If you have a lot of debt with high interest rates, the debt avalanche might be the better choice for you. However, if you have a lot of small debts that are weighing you down, the debt snowball might be the better choice for you. The ultimate decision, though, really comes down to your own self-awareness. I mean, are you cool with all the rewards that come with delaying gratification, or do you need immediate gratification? I mean, you know your situation better than I do, and I won't judge you either way. Now, there is another way where you don't actually pay the debt down at all. Someone else does it for you. It's an alternative method that I subscribe to almost exclusively. And there are many other alternatives that you might have heard of, like balance transfers and debt consolidation, biweekly payments, snowflake payments, the high income earner plan, debt settlement, proportional payments, the debt lasso method. But they all require, to varying degrees, patience, discipline, and sacrifice. No thanks. I use the debt delegator method to pay my debts. And it's just like it sounds. I literally delegate my debt payments to someone else. I mean, why would I want to pay them if someone else will volunteer to pay them for me? Here's the gist. Rather than being reactive about your financial future, give proactivity a whirl. Like Monique, a hardworking single mother of two. She had always struggled to make ends meet, and her debts had been piling up over the years. And despite her best efforts to pay them off, she just couldn't seem to get ahead. Then one day, she stumbled upon a podcast discussing a new debt payoff strategy called the debt delegator method. Intrigued, she listened, learning about how she could invest in an income-producing asset like a rental property to help pay off her debts. At first, Monique was skeptical. I mean, she had never considered investing in property before, especially given her situation, and the idea seemed very counterintuitive. I mean, take on more debt to pay off debt? But she listened, and the potential benefits were starting to make sense. I mean, what she had been doing doing wasn't working, and if she wanted a different outcome, she would need to do something different. So, determined to take control of her finances, Monique decided to give the debt delegator method a try. She found a small rental property in a nearby town and was able to arrange a loan with a local bank. She set up the special debt delegator bank account and had the rental income directly deposited into it. And to her surprise, it was as advertised. Monique found that the rental income was enough to cover the monthly loan payments and even leave a small monthly profit for her. With that extra income, Monique was able to make automatic monthly payments towards her debts without having to worry about missing a payment or sacrificing other areas of her life. Over time, Monique's debts began to decrease and her confidence grew. She was able to pick up another rental property too. And for the first time, financial freedom was within her sights as she watched her debts get paid off. And she realized that she would still own the rental property once they were. Thanks to the debt delegator method, Monique was able to not only pay off her debts, but also build a brighter financial future for herself and her family. She had learned the importance of being proactive with her finances and positioning herself properly to make her money work for her as hard as she had worked for it. So the benefits of the debt delegator method are threefold. First, Monique wasn't paying down her debt. Her tenants were paying it down for her. So that's nice, but it's not the nicest part. The second thing is, once Monique's debts are paid off, she will still own the rental property, or properties in her case. Rather than being at zero, as she would have been following the Avalanche or the Snowball method after paying off her debt, she will own 2 income-producing assets that appreciate, depreciate, and pay for themselves. She will hardly be at zero. She'll be way ahead of the game, in fact. And third, she's on the fastest path to financial independence that's available to the average person by creating streams of cash as opposed to struggling to make mountains of it. And that's how you pay off debt and make money. So if you'd like some help buying your first rental property, I made this video right here for you. So what'd you notice? What'd you learn? Share with me in the comments below. And who else do you know that needs to see this? When their name comes to mind, please share with them. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.